we recording it?
I am.
Okay. I don't know what the best setup would be, but this is how it normally is.
Okay, that's fine. No, first of all, we'll walk around. Let me get also. Yeah, I'm mostly gonna be talking. Like, so I just did like I just did examples
Okay, cool.
of stuff.
And normally everyone just kind of sits around the table.
Okay,
and
that's
hang
perfect.
out, so.
Okay,
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah. And if you want me to introduce you, I can, or if you just want to like.
It's up to you.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, I know what it is, because when I sent it to him, he had already started, and I said, hey, since you recognize this is the background of the file, then we know all the graphics. Yeah, we know, they're just like, try to trick us into that. Oh, we kind of know, because I knew it easy.
I'm into that.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Good.
I can't complain at all. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just working, you know.
It doesn't sound like a very enthusiastic.
No. It's enthusiastic on the inside.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What was your name, sir?
Bob Young.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes.
How you doing?
Good, good. I saw your thing this morning and I said, you know what, I won't. I will support.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you today?
I'm doing very
You
well.
look prosperous.
Oh, thank you. On the news or on Channel 6, you just do digital? I thought you were like an anchor man.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just a digital guy. They'll run some of my stuff on TV sometimes, depending on if they have the time. But yeah, I'm mostly digital. Hi, my friend.
Hi, darling.
Good. How are you? Yeah, I'm just sitting here.
Just like a check out, like what's the names?
I'm gonna be standing right there. So y'all come sit around the table.
The registered
Oh, you
meeting
can
an hour
sit back
ago.
here.
You good? So what's your name?
I'm sorry.
Karlton, manager.
And then sister's name.
Oh, you're not doing any cards no more?
I am not.
Serious?
I am not.
They just blown up streaming services. So I guess they told them, back off, Karlton. They're giving us too much.
Y'all have me do a little introduction.
Okay, cool. So welcome everybody. My name's Heather. I work with the Greater Augusta Arts Council, and we host creative conversations once a month, inviting local arts professionals to start a dialogue between our local artists and creatives to kind of create a space for learning. So once a month we host these for visual artists, performing artists, musicians, theater people, writers, and civic arts. We know a couple of them at this point. So keep a look out for that. They are free for members. See, a lot of y'all are not members yet, so if you want to sign up, I can get y'all signed up. But welcome everybody. I'll let Karlton introduce himself.
All right. I'm gonna say welcome everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know everybody.
First of all, thank everybody for coming. This is gonna be very, very, very informal. So just to do a little recap for people who don't know. Again, my name is Karlton Clay. I am the founder of Victory Productions here in Augusta, Georgia. Started VPN in 2002 after my bout with leukemia, and from there I started doing theater, did short films, started doing web series, and we have some features also that are on Peacock, Tubi, Amazon Prime, all that great stuff. So like I said, yeah, this is gonna be very informal. We're just talking about some things for people who are interested in acting. Majority of people in here are my family. They're just here to support. So I appreciate it. But yeah, we're just gonna talk about acting. Any questions, please feel free to jump in and ask questions. Like this is conversation, just talking. So yeah, so I just want to go over some brief things when it comes to acting. So we're gonna start off with headshots, and that's most important. You definitely need to invest when it comes to your headshots, and you wanted to get pictures and everything. I know that photographers can be costly. They definitely can, but there are some great ones here in Augusta that are very cost efficient. You just have to definitely just do your research and just kind of we use Facebook for a lot of things, so we need to use Facebook and other social media for our acting and other endeavors as well. So like I said, a couple people I continue to reach out to. We have Shaw Graphy, he's downtown. He has Life Image Studios on Broad Street. I literally just left him yesterday. So he has a nice studio. He's very cost efficient as well. And you have Shots with Slim. He's another great photographer here. Christopher Armstead is another good photographer here in Augusta. And Rita May, she's awesome, but she mostly does exterior stuff. But she does have experience to shoot in the studio as well. So yeah, just you want to invest in some pictures. I know when I first started, when it came to acting, I didn't have money for a photographer, but you want to make sure that you take good, clear pictures starting out. And once you build, you can kind of build onto getting, professional ones done. So I want to show you some do not sends. So that's the first first slide here. So you notice that I'm in the car with the seatbelt. You do not want to send that. That's definitely a no-no. You have the typical bathroom shot that people like to do that. You don't want to send those either. You see all this paper, all this stuff in the way, it looks a mess. And then you also have the shot. You want to make sure if you do, now again, if you can't afford photos, because our phones now that we have, they look great, right? But you want to make sure that you're standing behind a clear backdrop. So I have the TV in the back and all this other stuff. You don't want to do that because you don't want things in the background that are distracting and taking away from your face. Because people want that's what the photos are for, to see your face, see if you fit the roles that they're looking for. Also, too, you want to steer clear of wearing shirts with logos. Did that on purpose too. So you want to make sure you want to wear just regular clean shirts with nothing on it, because again, you don't want to take away and distract from the reason why you're submitting for so you can see your face and see everything like that. Can we go to the next? Okay.
Alright.
That's it.
You want me to hit it? Just tell me.
Yeah.
I'll hit it for you.
Okay. So, here are some. I have that there, but ignore the logo because again, you should print the logo. So yeah, so these are some examples of some very good shots. Again, these were taken in Augusta. I actually did this one in Atlanta when he had a special, and I was like, let me go ahead and tap in on that.
That's you? That's you?
Right here?
On the left?
Yes.
Oh,
I say. So yeah, so these are just some examples of some headshots. This is your typical headshot. I got this shot by Ira Carmichael in Atlanta. I would definitely try to be friends with him on social media. He does specials from time to time. He'll give you because those Atlanta photographers are obviously very expensive.
Yeah.
So he'll have specials sometimes. He'll do he'll give you 2 or 4 edited shots for like $175, $200. No, it's not. If you catch him on a good day, he'll do like specials and he's really good too. Really good, very welcoming. He'll definitely take care of you. I have another one of these too. He give you two clothing options on sometimes special 3 clothing options. So it just depends. Yes, ma'am.
You say Ira?
Ira, IRA, Carmichael. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is your medium shot. Sometimes they ask for waist up shots. This was shot by Shaw Graphy, that's here in Augusta on Broad Street, Life Life Imagery Studios. So this is your medium shot here, and then sometimes they ask for the full body shot. That was shot by another photographer. She's actually my cousin, LaQuandra Rose. She is Rose Photography. So yeah, that was shot by her. Now this up here, this is an example. Now again, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You may not be able to afford a photographer at the time. That was taken on my iPhone. Again, ignore the shirt, but you want to make sure you have a plain background, and you can either try to do a selfie, or be better to get somebody to take it for you. But at least again, you still do clear background, and it still has that that clean look. A lot of times too, a lot of castings, like I know especially like if you do castings for like the reenactment shows, For My Man and all those ones on TV One and all that stuff. Sometimes they just want a regular photo. A lot of independent castings that they just want to see your face. They want to make sure you give them the best representation of who you are.
So for headshots, does it have to be like a smiling and non-smiling?
Yeah, you want to do.
Why is
Yeah,
it important?
that's a good point. Yeah, you want to do definitely different looks, because sometimes they are asking for different things. So you definitely want to do some smiling, not smiling. Like I say, in this particular, I have a casual look. I have like a suit look. They might look for a lawyer, doctor. You don't know. It depends on what they're casting for. You want to make sure you have photos for each occasion. Again, you want them to choose you. That's the point. So, very good point, Destiny. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask something related to that. Casting women.
Mhm.
Just thinking about the shoot that we have coming up right now. I was like, give me a couple days so I can know how to get my hair together, right? How do you feel about women presenting their headshots? Like, what is your advice to us? Because I will have 5 different looks in a month.
Mhm.
So should I have pictures for every look?
I can't, because my friend Nicole, she's an actress, Nicole Williams. She was in the last season of Found, by the way, on ABC. She has pictures for all her different looks. She wears, I don't know if she won't mind me saying, she wears a lot of hair accessories, different hairstyles. So she has like different wigs. So she'll definitely take a picture for each one. Because some roles might call for a curly look, natural look. Some might call for a straight look. So some might call for braids. You just don't, like I said, you want to make sure that you are on the top of their radar. So if you can take headshots with the different looks that you think that you do the most, I think that'll help you out in the long run. Now you can, like I said again, if you let's say you have that, right, and they cast you, they'll say, well, sometimes they'll ask you though, do you mind if we put a wig on you?
Yeah.
And that's your call, So, but I would suggest going and having different looks, so that way.
Like I said, the follow-up to that, and so when you take that shot, you have makeup. You have.
Do I do?
I mean, for women, you would be fully made up. You would, like,
I would say I wouldn't say don't put a lot of makeup on, but like I said, you want to make sure, like, what's that, a foundation? I don't know about that, but you know,
You want a clear base.
a clear, clean look.
Okay.
But you don't want to put on too much, because again, if you show up looking completely different, that's gonna throw them off. And like, we didn't cast this person, we cast what was in the picture.
What you have to remember is this is not a glamour shot portrait. This is a headshot. This should be a representation of you the way you look.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So with that said, then Karlton, so I'm asking a question because I can't grow hair.
Right.
So if they might like my face, but I'm bald.
Right.
So then,
So okay.
but I send them a bald picture.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
And then they ask me, say, could we put a wig on you?
Right.
Well, I don't mind.
Right.
As long as it look like me still. Though,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But men is different. I say, for us, we're bald. For those of us who don't have hair, you see that's how we look.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't need don't send them no fake cornrows.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where AI comes in.
Yeah.
Because then I'm saying now I'm gonna see this picture with dreads on, but I don't have dreads.
Right.
Okay.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
Okay. Okay.
But also, just keep it in mind too, not just for acting, just like you want professional pictures in any line of work. I mean, because again, you have people want to put you on the company website. People want to write articles about you. You always want to have pictures prepared. So it's not just for acting. It could be for church. You know, again, for your job, on your business, different things like that. So you want to make sure you have professional pictures on deck.
Well, that's a good point because when I got promoted at the board, I work for the board of education. When I got promoted, it was a last minute board meeting, and they didn't have time to take a headshot of me. So they asked me, do you have any professional headshots that we can use for the book? Because they had to present me to the board and say, this is who we're promoting, and this is, and so, but by me having headshots, professional headshots from the church, I sent them one of my headshots, and they was like, this is perfect, this will work, this is good. You know, so it works out good. That's good. Yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in? Okay, we'll go to the next slide.
Next one. I think I got it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I got it.
So this is an example of a casting. Jupiter Casting, they do the casting for a lot of the reenactment shows. For my man, what's the other one? Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
What's it right there? Fatal Attraction.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah, no, it's not dumb.
What is a reenactment show?
So for my man, for example, right?
Because I don't watch a lot of those shows.
I'm just explaining. So you know, like the crime stuff that happens in real life. So basically, they get actors to reenact what happened.
Unsolved stories.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I watch.
Yeah. So that's what those are.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. So those people that are actually doing the crimes on the show, those aren't the real people. Obviously, those are
Gotcha.
actors that are reenacting what happened. So again, Jupiter Casting. I would definitely highly suggest you follow them on Facebook. They are always looking for people to play these roles, and it's very good experience too. I've done a couple. I know Destin's done some. Mr. Bob,
No, I'm
you ever done it?
I'm union.
You got to try to forget. I'm big time. My fault. But yeah, we like I said, we've done a couple of these, and it's good experience. You will have to drive to Knoxville, but it's cool. I like Knoxville. It's nice up there. So I did these because again, when you are submitting, it is very vital and very important that you follow the directions. And that is important to the T because if you cannot follow the directions here, that means you cannot follow the directions on set, so that means they will not cast you. So you want to make sure that you are looking, okay, so example, Officer 3, male, physically fit, clean cut, 30s to 40s, should be comfortable handling a prop weapon portraying law enforcement. Now, 30s to 40s. Now, if you are not in that age range, please do not send because again, I mean, just because you think you
Look like
it, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that they're physically fit. Again, that's why you should not do AI because again, if you show them an AI picture and you show up and they see you with a stomach, they were like, that's not what we cast for. But again, also too especially with the reenactment shows, of course they want to hire the people that look as close to the real life people as possible. So you want to make sure you want to follow the instructions. Also too, and this is real, there is an invisible list out there. They will blackball you if you do different things. People talk, people know each other. So again, you want to make sure you always put your best foot forward when it comes to this type of stuff. So yeah, also, again, just follow instructions. That right here, it says you put the subject line in, put the role that you are submitting for. I cannot tell you, even as an independent filmmaker, how many times you put the instructions there and people just refuse to read it. And you're just like, it's right there. And yeah, but I'm a lot nicer. But there are people that are real strict about that stuff. If you do not follow to the T, they'll just delete your email and as if they never saw it. So like you want to follow your name, location, current height and weight, current pictures of face and full body so we can see clearly what you look like and your current hair look. So again, that's important to your current hair look. So again, like I said, if that's how you look now, then that's what you're saying. Demo and acting footage. I'm gonna get on that shortly too. Yeah, this is not union. Mr. Bob Young is not. He is.
Explain non-union because my classmate of mine was in town last week You know him, Mark Allen.
Yeah.
And Mark Allen was just talking about Georgia's a non-union state. And he was explaining to me about what non-union, what that means when it comes to getting a role. So explain that.
I'm gonna have Mr. Bob. I don't really know a lot about the unions and
Okay.
stuff. I'm gonna have Mr. Bob.
Explain that.
Explain
Explain that.
the union.
Yeah.
There are two categories of actors. There are those who belong to SAG, SAG-AFTRA is the official name, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, and then those who are not members of the Screen Actors Guild. And so when a casting call says non-union, they're looking for people who are not members of the union because the producers of the product have not signed a contract with the Screen Actors Guild to provide by the rules and regulations of the guild, the pay scale of the guild, the
Right,
benefits of
right,
the guild, and
right.
so forth. And then you'll see one that might say union or non-union. Might have both options. But the point is, if it's union, then they're abiding by the Screen Actors Guild guidelines for the production, and they're paying rates that have been approved by the Screen Actors Guild. And as a non-union member, you benefit from those negotiations by SAG and the rules of SAG, even though you're not a member, because it's a right to work state. So as a SAG member, I can only apply for jobs. Well, I can apply for this if I wanted to, but then I'd be violating rule number 1 for the union. I can only apply for SAG-AFTRA union projects, whereas you all who are not members can apply for these types of projects. Plus, you can also apply for SAG projects. And if you work on a SAG project and meet certain criteria, then you can become eligible to join the union, although you don't have to, but you become eligible to join.
Because that was important.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because he was telling me that, because he's done a couple of shows, and he was like, he just did a commercial,
Yeah,
but it was a non-union commercial.
right.
And he said he got a one-time pay. He said once they film the commercial, he don't get paid any residuals.
Right.
But if it was a union job, he would get paid residuals over there. And I thought that was interesting because I thought about my son. I said, okay, that's why Karlton does certain things the way he does certain things, because it makes sense, because I'm always looking out for the best interests of my family and what they're doing. And so I'm glad you brought that. That's
Yeah,
good.
there are some people that I have relationships with before I joined the union that I still work for that are non-union projects. Like I would do one for Karlton, I've done a number for Chris Forbes, and I'm doing a couple more now. But
Yes.
these are small independent
Right,
projects,
right.
and I have a prior relationship, so I'm somebody turned me into the union, I might be in trouble, but I don't care. These are my friends,
Yeah,
and I'm going to
yeah.
continue to support my
That's
friends.
good information. That's good.
Because
That's
it
good.
is based on the budget of the production as well. I mean, what
Well, that does, there are different levels. There's a micro budget and.
Right.
Right.
For that residual,
You know,
Yeah, right. That residual. Because if I do a show and they get everybody else getting paid, but I get a one-time payment,
Yeah.
then I'm upset because why you still getting paid? I only got
Right.
that's the reason why. Yeah.
You should have known that going in.
But you need to know that going in. You need to know that going in. Right. But a lot of people don't know
They
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, Karlton, if you want to get into this and make some real money real quick, do commercials. Commercials pay the most for production, plus they pay you a usage fee, which could be $3,000 or $4,000
Yeah.
to use that for the next.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's
But here again, they have union and non-union, but you folks, it doesn't matter because you're non-union.
Right.
So I would definitely look for commercial opportunities. If you really want to get your foot in the door, extra work, commercial opportunities, get you rolling and some serious money. Serious money. You'll make more money with commercials than you will with
That's good
stuff
information.
like this.
I have one more follow-up to what you're saying, because I shot a short, and the way I understand it, if you're union, you have to be paid a certain way, like this is
Right.
It's like a minimum if you're trying to get in, so like you've got to do so many jobs that pay X amount of dollars, and then you can get in, so it's not like you just go in and fill out.
Right,
paperwork, and then
right.
Boom, you're a union member.
That's correct, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Back when I first started acting in Kansas City and I had an agent back there, I actually did do some commercial and film work. And I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's why you look so prosperous today.
Oh, I know about that. I got long ways.
That's good. That's good
That's
stuff,
good.
Carlton. That's
Yeah.
good.
So, like Mr. Young said, that's a very good point. A lot of times, as far as people wanting to get into acting, they want to get into the big movies right away.
Right.
And I always tell people, no, you always want to start from the beginning. You want to start with, there's nothing wrong with extras work, nothing wrong with background work. I feel like a lot of us started that way. That's a great way to learn how to be professional on set. Again, it's a great way to learn how to follow directions. It's a great way to learn, just to learn production.
Right.
And you get to see a lot of things. I've done extras work for a few things. I've done stuff for shows that I enjoy watching on TV, and it's really cool to really actually see how they make what you see. But honestly, it's a good way to learn. It's a good way to get in the door. I'm gonna get into the resume stuff in a second. I'll come back to that. And also student films. Again, there are always film majors, always looking for people to be a part of their films. Again, I know we all are trying to make money. I know we're all trying to live, but don't throw away an opportunity just because it's not paid.
Right.
I feel like there are other blessings that could be tied into doing non-paid work. You can get your next job because of that. That could be paid because of that. And I'm not speaking because of somebody who used to do it. I'm able to pay my actors now, praise God. But I'm saying, but before, everybody was doing it because they just love to act. And like I said again, a lot of opportunities have come because people saw them on something that I've done, and they've gotten paid work with commercials and other mainstream opportunities. So don't necessarily turn away stuff because it's not paid. My rule of thumb, because I'm a big component of value of time. Is it worth my time?
Yeah.
If it's worth my time and if it's a good project, then yeah, I'll do it. And again, especially if it's for somebody who's just starting out and they're just trying to get started, because I was once there as well. So again, you want to look at student films, independent work. Student work, student films. Like I said, AU. They're always for people. Even some of these high schools like Davidson, the Richmond County Tech School, Technology School. Like people are always looking for stuff, looking for actors to help them out with their projects. So don't forsake those projects. Again, that'll help you. Not only will it help them, it'll help you and it'll help you build up your resume until you're able to get other work. Because again, that's pretty much what it is. You want to make sure you build the resume so people can see the experience. It's like a job. It's like you want to make sure your resume looks good.
I have a statement.
Yes, go ahead.
Wouldn't you be more receptive to someone who's done non-paying roles to show, if they're going to do well with that, they will do well with paying roles?
I think it would just I do agree with that statement. I think, like I said again, I think if you show consistency and you show how you act with non-paid roles, I think you're more than likely. Honestly, it's about building relationships as well. So like I said, a lot of times, just speaking for an example, a lot of people that have done non-paid stuff for me, they are now doing paid stuff for me now. So it's about really building that relationship and just continuing that process. But I do agree with that thing.
That helps you build your demo reel too.
Yeah. As far as roles, again, I know people are asking like, where can I find casting? Google's your best friend. I think again we Google everything else. That stuff is available. But again, Mr. Bob did mention Actors Access. That's definitely the number one thing to get casting, to find casting. However, a lot of times though, there are things as far as like you really trying to really get out there. I know Mr. Young can speak to this. Like I said, you definitely want to look up agencies. He has a little bit more expertise on that. I don't have an agent, but definitely want to get yourself an agent that'll, cause they're gonna be sending you stuff, just specific stuff that they see. That's their job. They see stuff. Oh, my client would be great for this. Let me send them these sides, so that way they can do an audition. Let's get into that too. Let's talk about audition. So you have. Of course, back in the day, they still do it, but you have the in-person auditions. You send your resume, headshots in, your reel, and they'll call you in for an audition, to audition in front of the casting producers, It's the whole thing. You know, especially when you get up there, you go through several auditions just to get this one role. But of course, there's a thing called self-tapes. Especially since the pandemic has happened, they're doing a lot more, obviously a lot more self-tapes now. And so, again, you want to make sure that get you a camera. Is that camera recording? Okay. You get you a camera, and again, you want to make sure you are against a clear wall. You want the same thing with your pictures. The same as your pictures. You want to make sure you're against a clear wall. You don't want any distractions in front or behind you. And you want to make sure they have very good lighting. Because again, we want to have the best representation of you. A lot of times, they will send you the sides as far as what role that you're auditioning for. Again, follow the instructions. You have to do something called a slate, where you'll say your name, where you're residing, work for hire. They'll tell you exactly what to say on the slate. They'll give you the instructions. So you want to make sure you follow those instructions, and then you go forth and you do your self-tape. You want to make sure that a lot of times you are reading. They might give you something like a monologue. They might not. More than the time, they're gonna give you lines where you're reading. You have to read it to get you a reader, somebody who can read with you off camera. So that way they want to make sure they see you and your best friend. A lot of times, and maybe Destiny and Bob can more so answer this as far as, I know a big question is, well, should I memorize the size? What do y'all think? Do y'all think the actor should memorize the size? I'm gonna say my answer after y'all say y'all.
So sometimes they give you like full pages, like full on script, and you gotta turn it in the next day. So I'm pretty sure they're not expecting you to remember all those lines. But honestly, what we created, like at our own, sometimes we have like a teleprompter, and we basically have it we just look at the teleprompter, or it's another thing called cold reading. So if you have the script on our lap, or we just holding it, he's looking down but not looking directly at the line, because they still want to see your eyes. So you just basically looking up, but still cold reading. So just looking a few seconds. They don't want to see you completely looking down, because they don't mind you not remembering the lines. They know you're not gonna get it right away, but as soon as they call you for setup, of course they expect you to know your lines and things like that. But doing audition wise, they're not all the time looking for you to remember your lines. But if you can do code reading or set up little teleprompters, they also have it in the phone style. You can download a teleprompter app and read some lines. You just read it. You just look through it through your phone if you don't want to do it on camera. So there's definitely different ways to do that.
Mr. Young?
Yes. No, the point is, you want to be off book, as they say, as much as you can be, given the time constraints that you have to put your audition together. If you got 3 or 4 days to put it together, and you've got 1 or 2 pages of dialogue, you ought to know it. But if you're given, like 4 or 5 pages, and you got a day and a half to get it together, just try to be off book as much as you can. I think that's probably a fair way to put it. And like he said, I use Cold Read. It's an app, Cold Read. And you can go into that and just create the scene, and you can be your own reader and read the lines back to you of the other person in the scene. It's a great way to really absorb the information very quickly. It includes a teleprompter. It's so easy to use, and it's right on your phone. It's called Cold Read. And like Actors Access, both of those require an annual subscription. They're not very expensive, but they're worth getting if you're going to really get yourself immersed in here. The point about the audition, though, is that you want to put your best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to prepare yourself as a character. Whatever that character is in the script, that's who you want to be. You don't want to bring Bob Young in and have him do it. You want the old man who owns the pawn shop to do the scene. That's what they're looking for. So as much as you can glean out of the script of who that person is, what happened before the scene, what's going to happen after the scene, try to paint a picture of a story as you do this, and then just immerse yourself in that as you do the scene as naturally as you can do the scene. And by all means, don't rush through it. Just take your time. It should be very natural and normal feel as you do your audition. Now, sometimes they'll pick off the audition tapes. Other times they may say, all right, we're going to have a callback. We're going to do it on Zoom Friday. And they're going to have certain people that they call back in, and we're going to run the scene in real time where you don't have the opportunity to have a teleprompter or anything handy to run it again. So they have so many different ways that they do these things. And the important thing is that you put your best foot forward for the people who are doing this production. And if you don't get it, that doesn't mean you weren't good enough. That doesn't mean you didn't give them what they wanted. There was just somebody else who brought something to the table that you didn't.
Right.
And next time you do it, you'll bring something to the table that somebody else doesn't, and you'll get picked. So, you know, every time you do this, treat it as a learning experience. A learning experience. I've got a whole stack of stuff I've auditioned for. I never even got a call back.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't even say thank you for applying. You know? But that's just the nature of the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think, like I said, with this, it's just part of life. You're not gonna get everything that you out for. Like I said, you're not gonna win everything. So you have to treat this the same way. You want to say something, Stephen? Go ahead.
I also say, sometimes they just honestly just going for your looks too, and you may not just have that look. You can be the best actor in the world, but you just have that one perceived look that you're just not looking for it. And then also, I would encourage everybody to, like, when you travel out of town, just bring a tripod or maybe like a ring light. Because for some reason, it seems like they know when you go out of town. That's when they start sending you stuff. So, you know, that's one thing I encourage everybody to do.
I would say, like I said again, like Mr. Young and Justin said, you want to put your best foot forward. My answer to that, as far as should you have your lines or not, your sides or not, I say if you're gonna be, because sometimes they give you the sides and say we need the audition tape out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Some of my memories aren't that great, not like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would rather. This is me coming from somebody who has casting stuff. I would rather have somebody who has the lines and they're showing me the character versus you trying to look like you're trying to memorize it and you're fumbling and stuff. I'm just like, I don't see what's going on here.
Yeah, pulling me out.
Yeah, so like I said, like Mr. Young said, you want to make sure you put your best foot forward. Of course, obviously, we're gonna say you need to know your stuff. But I said, but as far as the audition is concerned, yeah, we want. It's all about, okay, can I see the character that I created? Are you giving me what I need as far as your look, what you're acting, the feeling, all that good stuff? So we want to make sure we see that. So again, that's the you want to make sure you put your best foot forward. Speaking of casting stuff, like I said, I mentioned actors' assets again. There is a fee with that. It's not expensive. It's like, was it $60, $70?
Something like that.
Something like that a year. So that's definitely a good tool. The Southern Casting Call, Backstage, Casting Networks is good, Project Casting, and then Casting Frontier. So those are some good sources for you if you're looking for stuff for casting. Again, I would, we're on Facebook well not we, y'all on Facebook all the time. So, no, seriously, there are different Facebook groups. People are looking for, now, use your discernment when, I'm saying it again, use your discernment when it comes to these people asking for roles and different things like that. It's okay to ask questions. Ask as many questions as you need to make sure that this is legit. There are some jokers out there. And that's real talk. So make sure you ask questions, make sure it's a legit project. Ask, do you have, where is this going to be distributed? Even if they say YouTube, that's fine. But, because sometimes people are just doing stuff just to be crazy.
YouTube is popular too.
Yeah, it is. Is that right? Is that right? YouTube? I saw YouTube. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But you want to make sure it's still a legit project. Because they may be putting something out. Like I said, we need a woman with a curvaceous body. And we need to show up at 10 p.m.
Karlton, I think it's important to mention to this group that the first red flag that goes up is if somebody asks you for money.
Yeah. That's important. Yeah.
You do not pay to do any of this.
You do not.
You do not.
You do not.
Regardless of what anybody says.
Absolutely.
Or whatever they represent, you do not pay to get into this.
Thank you
You
for
get
saying that.
paid for being in it.
Right.
So that's a red flag if they ask for money.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Pay
So
to
yeah.
play kind of thing.
No. Nah. You're not paying to be a part of somebody else's project. That's a no.
Oh, we do that.
So yeah, but there are legit people on Facebook. They have the groups that they're looking for things. Two resources here at Augusta. They're gonna be they're gonna, as far as film is concerned, they're gonna be your best friend from Augusta and Augusta Film Office. Those are your two best friends here in Augusta. Again, get tapped in, of course, with the Greater Augusta Arts Council. Get tapped in here. Because again, people, we all know different people. We all run in the same circles. We also run in different circles.
Yeah.
So, again, you want to make sure you try to get tapped in as much as possible. I know for me, I do not like networking, but networking is very important. That's not my judge.
Can you talk about it? Because I know. I'm like you. I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
but I think you have to.
You have to, but honestly, my vibe.
It's hard.
I'm gonna be honest about me. My vibe is I would so prefer people to come up to me.
Yes, sir.
I don't like the whole going up to somebody and doing all that stuff. I definitely prefer people coming up to me and ask me questions. I'm fine with that, but as far as me actually going up to strangers, like, hi, my name is Karlton. I don't. But no, network is definitely important because again, you just don't know who knows who. We could be talking and then you can mention something. I said, oh, hey, I know this director. Or you can say, I'm part of this project. I'm going to do this project. Hey, I know the producer. I know the casting director. Let me see if I can tap you in. You know, just again, you just don't know who knows who. So networking is very important. Relationships are important as well, especially in this business. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I need to discuss? That was a lot.
Let me just add this, if I may. Some of y'all, you've heard some reference to agents.
Yeah.
You don't, with no experience, go to an agent and say, I need representation.
Mm-hmm.
You need to show the agent that it's valuable to them to have you as a client.
Okay.
So you go out and you do some work,
Yeah.
and then you come back and you show that agent what you can do. It's almost like an audition to get an agent. I've got one, and I've been working with her for about 6 months now, because my previous one didn't help me much. But
Is your agent local? Or?
she's up in Virginia,
Okay.
and we've got an office in Atlanta and Los Angeles.
Okay.
So, so the point is, though, this body of work that we've talked about all evening, that's what's going to help you get an agent. Go out and do some things. Start building a resume. Start building a clip reel. Maybe just do a monologue that you can submit. But here again, think of asking for agency representation as applying for a job. And if they get you, they'll work hard for you because they don't get paid unless you get paid.
Exactly.
That's correct.
So exactly. That's why. Excuse me. That's why I'm a big proponent of doing independent work.
There you go.
Because that will build your resume, and then once you get to that next point, okay, now I'm ready to submit to get an agent, and then boom, now you have an agent that's doing the work for you to make sure you get those roles that you so desire.
Visual artist speaking, I update my resume to cater to what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So if they're looking for something very specific, I can put that in there. But that's visual arts, so I don't know if it applies across the board. It makes no sense to me
because I'm a realistic. I'm not an actor. I don't do acting. I don't do none of that stuff. So, but
You're acting as a participant.
But what I say is this right here. Anytime I'm applying for a job,
Yes.
I read what they're asking for. I create my resume to fit what they're asking for. So, I'm a pastor too. So I've applied for senior pastor role. So I make sure I put that. Hey, this is what I've done as a senior pastor. All my other experiences at the bottom. So, they can see that, but they're asking for a senior pastor. Or they're asking for this, or that. So that you want to make sure. So I think it's the same thing in this right here. If they're looking for a thief, then I need to show them all the roles I played as a thief. so they can see that this guy can play. But I'm just, that's what I'm taking from this stuff. You want to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing as over you just.
Right, because somebody else, because I applied for a job, I actually got a job, and the young lady sitting in the interview, the young lady she said, when I saw your resume, I did not think you fit the role. But after hearing you at the interview, given your experience, you fit the role exactly. But my resume didn't say that. And I almost lost the job because my resume didn't say what they were looking for. But because somebody else knew me in my previous role, they was like, "This the man we need for the job." So that can happen. That can happen. And I think that fits what you're talking about.
I've seen that hiring on my own job. I've seen where people had submitted for the role and they really liked the resume. So there's one little thing that was on it.
Right.
So I bring them in.
And then you were like, "Perfect."
I need you to fix your resume when you
Right.
don't miss a full job.
Exactly.
Okay, so my next question
Yes, ma'am.
was going to be on your special skills.
Okay.
Because I'm a reader and I am reading licensed driver.
Okay.
Licensed driver, typing,
Yes.
those seem like
Yes.
basics.
Basic.
Bicycling. But I
Yes.
wanted you to talk
Basic.
about why adding them is
Basic. You
important.
want to know why? Because you might have one say, "Can you ride a bike?"
See?
For real. They're like, "Can you ride? Do you ride?" They might need somebody who rides a motorcycle. I don't do it, but like I said, or sometimes they not need you to actually drive a car. I've done that for my man. I had to actually drive the car. So you put, "I'm a licensed driver." So like I said, you
Instead of
want
assuming that, of course they don't.
right, yeah, right. And again, also I have the accents. I can do. Of course, I'm Southern, so I can do a Southern accent. I've done an English play before. I had to actually talk the English accent. So I can do it. Give me some time. I do lift weights. So
We see
I
you
do that.
slow, we see you
Stop
slow.
it. So again, you wanna again list what may seem minuscule to you could be the big difference. Could make a definitely big difference. Yes.
So how do you like come up with that list? Is it like things that people have actually asked you, and then you're like, "Oh, I'll add that to the special skills, I guess." Like, how do you like figure out which ones to add?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's Nicole.
Shout out to Nicole.
Yeah, because that's what a good resume writer knows. They like, they can take your resume, they can look at your resume and say, "Hey, you need to add this, add that." They don't. Yeah, no, that's real talk.
I just said, "Hey, what am I putting?"
Trust the professional.
On
That's
Actors
good.
Trust the
Access,
professional, that's the.
on Actors Access will be a list of
Yeah, yeah.
specialties, and you can
Yeah,
check
so
off
maybe
on there
you
what
can
you,
check off.
so that'll help you come up with your list.
What's your list? Yeah.
The thing
Be a
about
good
Actors
guy.
Access, because my beloved has gone on, when I manage his Actors Access page, right? So there's all those things that you can put on there.
Yeah.
But there comes a point when you've got too much to read. Right? So like I had like 30 different skills or interests or whatever. But who's gonna read all of that?
Well, what?
That's why you keep it in one page.
That's why I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
What of those 30 are important to what you're submitting?
What you're submitting for, yeah.
So it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna, like with your resume again, like I said, you wanna specify for what they're asking for. So if they're saying I need a dancer,
Yeah.
Make sure you put
you
your
make sure you put that I'm a dancer.
I'm a dancer.
And also the different type of dances that you do.
Right.
So that you wanna make sure you modify for the roles that you're specifically seeking out. Again, if you just do like that's a regular resume, like I said, you just general roles that you're sending out, then you put your top ones that you excel at.
Okay, I have a question. So you actually done film. So if you were casting for a role and you read that resume, would you seriously interview that person, and how would they audition? Like, would somebody hold in their resume when they come in?
So when I read this one,
Yeah.
well, first off, I would first look at what role I'm casting for, and I would say, okay, does this person fit the criteria of what I'm looking for first?
Okay.
And then, of course, I would check it out and see, okay, they've done about this amount of work. That's awesome. And then, because my process for me as an independent filmmaker, what I was doing was I would do the casting, I would probably get like maybe 15, 20 people send stuff in for that one role, and I would kind of pull from that and say, okay, these are the people that fit the physical criteria that I'm looking for. Because again, I don't follow directions. And I'm like, I didn't ask for this. But again, I'm nice. I'm like, but you might be good for this part. So would you consider playing this one? Now a lot of cast people aren't that nice. They're like, oh, they can't follow directions. It's trash. But yeah, I would look to answer your question. I would definitely look and consider them. Okay, then I would consider them for the next step, which is the cell tape process, which I would have to decide. I need you to do a cell tape for me. Send it in by Wednesday, 5 p.m. So that way I can have time to look at the tape and let you know if you got the part or not. Now, I like these people that do not write Bob back. I know they don't have time. It's like auditioning, but I personally, I write everybody back. I'm like, hey, thank you so much for submitting, but you know, we decided to go in a different direction. So I try to reach out to everybody in auditions as far as when they submit.
So it's a self-tape, and then do you do a live audition? I mean, you narrowed it down to say 2.
I don't do a live audition. I don't personally don't have time, especially because I'm just like, as far as with independent is concerned, now with the main people, they probably do all that. But with the independent folks, I don't have time. Like I said, we all are, because a lot of us independents, we doing like 5, 10 other things. And again, I'm trying to film this in 2 weeks. So I'm just like, all right, if you're available on these dates, if you want the role, you got it, and we go from there. So I haven't done a lot of auditions since my last play, I think. That was 2011. So yeah. But no, if somebody does a cell tape or if you do are you speaking as a filmmaker or somebody else?
Filmmaker.
Okay, yeah. If you decide to do the self tape route and you see somebody do a great self tape, you don't have to do a live audition. That's the person you wanted. You go from there. As long as they're available and they work around you. Please let me say this: they work around you. Because when I first started out, I was trying to work around everybody's schedule, and that was a headache.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, start how you want to finish.
That's right.
Listen to me. It's 20 plus years telling you. Start how you want to finish, because what happens is people get used to that, and then when you try to change, then it becomes the whole thing. So, I mean, I would say my best advice, I would say go ahead and set some date. If you have an idea of when I want to do my production, let's say I want to do it Labor Day weekend, the weekends of Labor Day weekend until the middle of, or you got 3 weeks. You trying to shoot these 3 weekends. Or I have my filming projects. I've done like a weekend 1 month and then a weekend the next month. So again, I personally put that in the casting. I say I'm planning on filming September 24th through the 26th and October 13th through the 15th. If you're not available those weekends, please do not apply. Just don't apply, because that's when I'm filming.
That's right.
If you can't make those dates, then I'm sorry, you can't be a part of this project. As good as you are. So start how you want to finish, bro. Don't be trying to work around everybody, because honestly everybody has different schedules, and it's like you're gonna be running yourself, especially working by yourself. You run yourself tired. You're gonna come home exhausted, complaining to your family.
Amen.
And there are other projects. Like there will be other projects.
Yeah.
You can't make this one, you can be in the next one.
Yeah.
Some other one.
Yeah. So yeah.
And there may be some you're asked to participate in, and you look at the script and, and you say no to them. You know. So,
yeah. So I would definitely just work on that, bro. Because okay, you do that. So you do that the first time, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's fine. But then you try to. Then you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna try it again the second time, and again you're gonna keep doing it. You're gonna run yourself tired. Because it's only you, and you can't do nothing if you're bedridden. I'm speaking from experience. I'm telling you, from somebody who went to the emergency room in Tennessee, and that was scary. So blood pressure is 200 something. So
Yeah, that's right.
just saying. All right, that's it. That's enough preaching. Anybody else? Any other questions? This is great.
That's what it is.
It's been long enough. Yay! Thanks to y'all. Well, thank you to the Greater Augusta Arts Council for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having, this is great, like, thank you so much, yeah. I definitely feel like this should be more, we need to get more actors and things in here. This is good, good start,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also not in there, I'd like to invite you to a promenade paint experience.
Okay.
There's some free tickets to our little art tour that we do.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
I'll send you the dates, and you
Okay.
can kind of pick which ones you want.
Awesome. Sounds good.
You and
Thank
some
you.
friends.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.